quick mic check to make sure you guys and gals can hear us. Mic check, mic check.
Mic check, mic check.
You can hear us. Please let us know in the chat. Thank you, Tricky Region. Appreciate you. Cool kids, you're hilarious. What is up, everybody? We're back. Another live, proper episode of Banter and Babble. I am the Dude 79, and joining me always, my esteemed colleague, Mr. Fanboy Tone. Mr. Fanboy Tone! Welcome back, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's good to be back.
It is really, really good to be back. It has only been a couple months.
Yeah, I want to say March 11th, March 12th was the last time we were able to do an episode.
I think that is
Almost 2 months.
we are definitely 6 feet apart. It's all about the angle. It's all about the camera angle. Like if you see, like I'm reaching, and that's like 3 feet. So it's like he's
Right.
super far away.
I'm actually in Wasso right now.
Yeah, to be honest with you, he's not even here.
No.
This is all like futuristic shit, dude.
Right.
So it's pretty hot.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we're back, dude. We're another episode of Banter. Now we've done multiple episodes of B&B Plays.
Yeah, we've done a few of those for sure.
Been waiting for the right time to say,
Right.
hey, like, when is it going to be time to get together to do another episode of Banter Babble? And we're just like, dude, you know what? Fuck it. This week, let's go.
A lot of the stuff is restricted, that was restricted, has now kind of loosened a little bit. Honestly, prior to us doing any of these, we do a lot of like, where have you been kind of thing, or like, hi, have you been out or anything? Like, so before we decided to even do this, we definitely took some of those right steps.
Yep. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So, and you washed your hands after that whole alley thing. So,
Did I?
yeah, no.
Did you see me wash my hands?
No, I
don't
didn't.
know if
You're
I
right.
washed my hands.
I washed my hands.
But here's the thing. It took us a couple of months, but we figured out, you know what? We're essential. So that's why we're here. We're essential.
Yes.
It took a lot of
Correct.
deliberation. It took a lot of discussion. And we're just like, you know what? Fuck it, dude. We are essential. Let's go live. Let's do another episode. So here we are. Got a lot of great shit to talk about tonight.
Yeah, a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff been going on. But, dude, this has been crazy times.
Yes.
And, we've talked a little bit on B&B Plays. But, I mean, what's this experience been like for you, dude?
I've been drunk most of the time.
Yes, you have.
I'll be honest about most of it. I've been drunk pretty much the entire time. I would say
A lot.
out of the almost 2 months, I've probably maybe a good 5 or 6 days of that I haven't drank. And I don't usually get drunk every single time. Like I'm not getting wasted, but I'm tying one off. So why not, right?
He's been really drunk.
I've been gaming a lot as much as I can. There's a lot of different things going on around my home. Some outside and indoor improvement stuff, So, even though we live kind of in like ghettoish area, trashy area, don't have to, look like it, I suppose. So doing a lot of that sort of stuff. It's a good time to take the time to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, just ordering shit offline, nonstop, online.
A lot of online purchasing. Now,
Yes.
your sleep habits haven't changed, right? I mean, you're going to bed at like a reasonable human being at about midnight?
Not at all.
Oh.
Actually, to be honest with you, my sleeping pattern has turned into roughly 4 a.m., 5 a.m. till about 11 a.m. noon.
Yeah. And I know this is to be true because first I checked the tweets. A lot of them are late. And then in WhatsApp that we used as a group
Yes.
to talk, it'll show the last time they're online.
Mhm.
And every time I go there, I look at Tone. And, he was not last online, 4:32 in the morning.
Yep.
It's like, what the fuck is this guy
Yeah,
doing?
I don't know.
A lot of drinking.
A lot of gaming.
A lot of gaming, and we're going to talk about it in a second because you have a lot to talk about. You've been playing a
Yeah.
game like nonstop, and you won't shut the fuck up
No,
about
I
it. I'm
won't.
hoping
I
you'll
know.
beat it
Jesus
soon
Christ, I
because
know.
we get it, dude. We get it. You like Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Yeah.
We get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, as for your, I unfortunately, well, I guess I shouldn't say. Fortunately, I've been able to work from home.
Right.
But unfortunately, for a couple of weeks, our daycare was closed. So working from home is not as glamorous as it sounds when you have 2 kids at home all day long.
Oh, I can only imagine.
My wife is at work, and I'm here trying to work with a 7-year-old and a 3-year-old who love to play 20 questions every half hour.
Jesus.
It's nigh impossible to get any fucking work done. So that has been the most difficult part about working from home. But it's been cool though just to be here and be able to
Right.
relax. And sometimes when I'm at work, I can get a little anxiety because there's so many people around. There's a lot of different personalities and what have you.
Yeah, you got to manage that.
But now I can just sit home. I can turn on my Bose speaker, have the music blasting, and it's very relaxing. It's very chill, and I'm actually kind of digging it. I've gotten to the point where I'm like, I can get down with this. Especially with the weather getting nice, open up the windows.
Yeah, it's been nice. Yeah.
It's starting to get warm.
Don't get me wrong. Like, I've done minimal shit. I've been a real piece of shit. I've been a bum the entire time, and I gotta give credit to my wife to let me get away for being a piece of shit.
Right.
She's let me be a pretty big piece of shit the entire time because I've been a piece of shit most of the time. I'll be honest. Like,
can you reiterate one more time?
I
What
have
you
been
been?
a piece of shit.
Got
I
it.
have been a couch bum basically. So that's pretty much yeah.
Yeah, it's
been something. Yes. Staying up late, playing games, getting drunk. Actually, been reading a lot of anime and manga as well too. That's been taking up the rest of my time, or any TV shows that's going on.
Yeah, you've been
a lot of anime.
What shows have you been watching?
I don't know what we've completed so many. Still Lucifer. Still trying to get through Buffy. Trying to finish Buffy.
Oh, wow.
And I've been going through so much anime. Like I'm watching like 3 or 4 every time. I just whatever piques my interest. Anything on HBO, Netflix, usually as far as TV, I get really
right.
But yeah, I've been a piece of shit since 1997. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate everybody for popping in and being so chatty. I see.
Cap always makes it personal.
It's just part of our dynamic.
That's how he works.
Yep.
I dig it. Movies. What have we been watching?
Movies. I really haven't watched a whole lot of movies.
We watched one on Netflix.
Did I watch one on Netflix?
Extraction?
Oh, Extraction. Oh God,
yeah, buddy.
Yeah, Extraction. That was. Yeah, I actually liked that. Now, was it a great movie? Maybe not. Was it cooler than I thought it was gonna be? Yep.
Oh, dude, way better than I thought it was gonna be. I remember, and we were in the WhatsApp, and I remember I was talking to Prime. Remember Prime? We were talking about, like, this could be really generic. When we first saw the trailer, I was like, I don't know, man. But after watching, I was like, this is really entertaining.
Yeah,
dude, the action is definitely hot. It was
very surprised.
It was a mixture of like John Wick and like Commando,
or like I was even kind of got shades of Raid for a minute there because of the apartment.
Yeah, we need to mention a little bit of Bourne movies. So there's some Bourne elements to it. So I mean, there was a lot of good stuff in that movie.
Yeah.
And we won't talk about the credits. So I was like, all right, I dig it. That's how I was. Prime. After I got down, I was like, you know what? That's a lot fucking better than I thought it was gonna be. And awesome news. Sequels in the works. Now they don't know. They have, obviously it's very in the early stages. We don't know if it's going to be a prequel,
direct sequel,
or a direct sequel. And obviously, if you watch the movie, you'll kind of get an understanding of why they're at those crossroads right now. And depending on how you interpret it, the ending is open for interpretation. You see
Inception.
something. Yeah, exactly. And you're like, what does it mean? What does it mean? You don't know. It's good conversation, but it's been a huge success for Netflix. It's been a huge success. So much to where they were like, you know what? Let's do a sequel.
Do some more.
So that's pretty wild. March, what's up?
What up?
March is here. What's up, bitches? Whale oil beef hooked. Say it out loud more than a couple of times. Whale oil beef hooked. What am I saying? I'm supposed to make me sound like an asshole. Whale oil beef hooked. Well oil beef hooked. All right, Possum, you got me. I don't know what I'm supposed to be saying. Think of it in an accent. Well, where'd it go? Well, oil be hooked. Oil beef hooked. Oh, I'll be fucked. Well, I'll be fucked. We'll be fucked. There we go.
Got me.
Man, I didn't put it in the accent. I was like, this just sounds weird.
Yeah.
But then you put it in an accent.
I was actually completely confused.
I was lost.
And yes, Panic, I am the trophy husband, by the way.
Trophy husband. That's exactly what he is. All right. So we've been watching movies. Let's talk a little bit about what we've been playing. First up, Creed Odyssey, dude. First, more importantly, what the fuck are we drinking, dude?
Shorts Brewery. Black Cherry Porter. I'm not sure if we've drank this on the show before. I'm pretty sure we haven't, but I also think we may have. But man, is this delicious. It's already really good. Thicker than like drinking like a cherry wheat. Wheats are a little bit more lighter, more like a lager. It's that thick porter.
Oh my land! Wait, Mark, they showed a trailer?
You better stop.
She probably watched some concept trailer that some fan made up, and she's like, "Oh my god, this looks amazing!"
She's on somebody's Angel Fire earlier and saw a gift for it.
I'm not biting on that, March.
Yeah, March,
I'm not taking that bait. No. Go ahead. Creed. I'm gonna go find this fan-made video.
So, a lot of what December 23rd. Come on, March. There's no way. What kind of time frame is that?
Okay,
no.
Now she's bullshitting.
So, one of my backlogs I've been working on because there's been so much going on with games getting pushed and games I was going to play, etc. What I've been wanting to do, similar to what we've talked about a few times, is to work on my backlog, and that's what I've been doing. And I beat all the Spider-Man DLC. I beat Uncharted 4, and then I started working on Assassin's Creed Odyssey. As of tonight, before coming over here, I'm at about 112 hours into that. I've got just a couple more little things and trophies I want to pop and missions, and then I'm going to start right onto the 6 hefty pieces of expansion DLC that this game has to offer. That's my big push. So I'm really excited to continue to beat that, but also be done with it because there's a lot there. So if you haven't played Creed Odyssey, it's basically like Metal Gear Solid meets Shadow of Mordor. And I know some people don't necessarily like how Creed Odyssey and Origins maybe went more to the RPG. I actually seen some people complain about it today after the Valhalla stuff, which is weird to me. But I'm enjoying it. I think it's a great game. I love open world action RPGs. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of game. If you just got the $60 game, you would have easily almost 100 hours of gameplay. The best bet, though, is to spend as much as you can and get that gold, get that season pass expansion. You get a ton of content, and you're going to get over 100 hours into it. You've gotten your money's worth. I've gotten my money's worth. Dude, it's pretty
good, huh?
I can't stop. There were the first couple weeks I played it, it was bad. The Witcher and me, like, because I love The Witcher, this game, and because of Metal Gear, like, has a lot of the different types of games coming together, and I'm shocked at how good it is. And I didn't play Origins.
That's wild. That's wild. I played a little bit of Origins. Yeah, March, I already looked it up. That's not even right. So, joke's on you. You know, it was interesting. They've been talking about, obviously, AC Valhalla is a big topic right now. And one of the developers actually came out and said it will not be as long or as big as AC Odyssey.
File it. I don't want it anymore.
Not interested.
No. Valhalla looks awesome, though.
Not interested. No, it does look really, really good. But, yeah, I've actually, this week, I actually played John Wick Hex.
Looks sweet. That was really dope watching that.
I tell you what, dude, the one thing that I really dug about that game is, obviously, it's a cool art. So I love John Wick. I love the John Wick movies. Those movies are fucking awesome. They're fun to watch. They're awesome.
Based off our lives.
Well, obviously, yeah, it's true stories.
Yes.
And but this plays out like a time-based, not a turn-based, a time-based strategy game. And the thing that I dig about it is there's a lot going on in this game. I mean, you were there watching at the beginning. There are a lot of mechanics that you have to take into consideration. It's a difficult game early on, and it can be a little overwhelming. That first area, the restaurant that I was going into when you guys were watching, I was getting jail sexed every time I went in there.
Yeah.
Like, it was really, really bad. I was getting my ass kicked. I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm not as good at games as I thought I was. But as the night went on, and we continued to play, and you started using those mechanics, the changing your stance, and really paying attention to
rolls.
The rolls. Yeah, a lot of rolls.
Pretty dope.
It was rad.
Yeah.
But then there's a timeline at the top that tells you when your move will happen compared to when the enemy will make their move. So you gotta make. There's a lot of split second decisions you have to make. But dude, from the beginning of that stream to the end of it, I felt like I was evolving a lot as a character. I was starting to get through areas where I wasn't even taking damage. But then, as it's playing out, it's recording. So when you're done with that level,
so cool.
You hit the replay
what
button,
a concept.
and then it plays out like a movie. Like it just goes through nonstop without your decision making. It just runs through the entire sequence, and then you're just like, "Oh shit, that was kind of bad."
So when you threw the gun 44 times, it looked really stupid. Just throwing it out there.
It slowed down. I was like, I just keep throwing my gun. But then it was cool because once it sped up and you went through the whole sequence, you're like, oh shit, that was kind of badass because you threw the gun, move up, take him down, move on to the next person, boom, boom, boom. I mean, it's the whole. It plays out just like a John Wick movie. It's like a symphony. It's like a dance, and it's a wild game, you guys. And it's $19.99. It's available on PlayStation 4 right now. It's been on Epic Game Store for I think since September, October of last year. But it's rad, dude. What game was this? My stream froze.
John Wick Hex.
John Wick Hex
on PlayStation's $20 right now. Rock.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty rad. The stream is on our YouTube channel. Yep. You can check it out there.
You can check it if you want to see it.
It's a wild game, dude.
Dad or no dog.
Yep. It's from Mike Bithell, and he made like Thomas Was Alone, and then another game called Volume, which was a strategy game. Volume was fucking sweet. He's a very talented indie developer. Mike Bithell, make sure you check him out on Twitter. The guy is talented as hell. The game is awesome. It's a lot of fun. It's got Ian McShane. He's Winston. You got Lance Reddick in there voicing his character. No Keanu Reeves, but that's okay. It's an independent. It's a smaller title. But then you got Troy Baker as the antagonist Hex. You got Troy Baker with that hard New York accent that he's got going on in the game. It's pretty cool. So definitely worth a look at. $19.99. Cool aesthetic. It's challenging.
Debating it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's even a debate. I think you should just jump on it, dude, because it's a lot of fun. It's
my real mom.
I'm telling you what to do. I'm gonna yell at you right now. But those games are cool.
Well, yes, But before we get into that, we
Uh-oh.
should probably start the one thing that we've also been.
See what happens when you take 2 months off? You start forgetting shit.
I'm here for you.
That's why you're here. My support, especially under the table where none of y'all can see it.
No pants.
Another giveaway. We're giving away our second Funko Pop figure, courtesy of Fett's Toy Depot.
Yes.
So obviously the last time we did one was many moons ago.
Many moons ago.
And yes, we have another opportunity for one lucky person, not named Prime Gaming.
Definitely not me. Oh, we were gonna ban him, weren't we?
Well, he's already banned. He'll never
Good,
win
okay,
ever
good,
again.
good,
Like I
good.
put him in. Like I went into the settings and put like public enemy asshole number 1,
Okay,
Prime
good, that's all I
Gaming.
wanna
So
hear.
he'll never ever win. Sorry about Restream Bot, guys. Restream Bot is annoying, but no, you're not winning shit, Prime. You're not winning a thing. But as usual, once we start it up, and here in just a moment, we'll start the giveaway. You'll have 1 hour. All you have to do is type !enter. When I say so, not yet. Slow down. Once you get entered in, you're set to go. You'll get a notification in the chat that'll let you know that you're good to go. And then in an hour, it'll pick a winner, other than Prime Gaming.
Right. And if you're on the Facebook, Periscope, Twitch, wherever you are right now, potentially watching, you want to come in and get involved in this giveaway, you gotta come to Mixer and get in the chat, hit that !enter. This is where we lead with, which is Mixer. So if you want to be involved in that giveaway, definitely would love for you to be as well. You got to be on the Mixer side of that for.
So starting right now, the giveaway is on. It's active. It's running.
Everybody, !enter.
I like how Prime put in for it, but he's gonna lose. So I'm already, look at see, he's right here now. Watch this. Can I delete it? Yes. All right, Prime's out. All right, back to the chat.
Thanks for playing, Prime.
!enter, and you'll have
win a prize.
your choice of one of the remaining Funko Pop figures. Obviously, one's gone.
Myrtle is gone because Atomic
wanted that one.
He did originally win and want the Elton John, but now he's he decided he wanted Myrtle afterwards for part of his collection. So there we go.
So if you're like
he's DDoSing our giveaway.
If you're watching on Twitch,
That's
if you're watching on YouTube, or if you're watching on Facebook, or if you're watching on Twitter, come to Mixer.
Yes.
Either the Dude 79 or Fanboy Tone. Join the chat. !enter. Now, if you win, you better be here, because you have to hit !claim. If you're the winner, !claim once it's announced, and we'll make sure we get you locked up, and then we'll get your details after the show.
Yeah, March. So that means you can't go looking at GTA videos that don't exist.
Right, just go
in the middle of this. You have to be here for it.
Don't go tuning into any fan-made
March!
GTA 6. God, March. December 21st. Comes out in 6 months. No one's talking about it. March, God. I got a bridge for you to buy, March. Yeah, you goofball. That's why I love March, though. She's a sucker.
You do love March.
She's a good one.
We love you, March.
Love you, March.
Kisses.
All right. Now, shut up. I love me some March. I love her, too. All right, so, been playing those games. Let's talk about the game that we've been playing a lot of lately, which kind of surprised us. I think it really, really surprised us.
The addiction.
It was really addicting. It was really addicting, and that is Predator Hunting Grounds. This is out on PlayStation 4 and on PC, Epic Games, and we're going to talk about it in a moment because I know Prime's going to want to chime in on something because there's one very controversial part of Predator Hunting Grounds right now that needs to be addressed at some point by.
He sucks at it.
But dude, yeah, Predator Hunting Grounds is an asymmetrical game similar to Dead by Daylight, Friday the 13th. It's actually from the people who made Friday the 13th, Elphonic Games.
Yep.
And dude, when this came out, I mean, I knew we were going to play it, but I didn't think we were going to play it as much as we did. I mean, we put in a solid grind on this game.
Quarantine life, baby.
Yeah, we put in a lot of time. But you know what, dude? The thing with Predator Hunting Grounds is it is not a perfect game.
No.
Not by far.
No.
You could write a laundry list of issues that this game has that Elphonic needs to iron out over time. And hopefully they can do that. But man, the fun factor.
Ooh, boy.
The fun factor is where it's at. It's an exciting game. You know, we were talking about comparing it to Friday the 13th. Obviously Friday the 13th was a fun game. It was cool. I feel like it's a little bit more niche. Whereas this is, a first-person shooter for most. third-person action game for one person as the predator. I feel like it's a little bit more inclusive. It reaches a wider audience. And man, when you get in there, whether you're the predator, which I still feel is a little underpowered, and they're looking at that, they're trying to make them a little more badass. No, dude, if you get a predator in there with a fire team of 4 who knows what the hell they're doing, it can be pretty tough.
Yeah, especially if you're on that berserker class, which everybody seems to be switching to because it's a tank.
Yeah, it's the one that can take the most hits. Because honestly, the other, and that's why I don't think they need to make the predator beefier. I think they need to make his mechanics, he or she's mechanics,
yes,
female or male predator,
lady pred.
I think they need to make his abilities more effective.
Right.
The melee combat, the ranged weapons, because there's times where you have a fire team and you want to pick them apart. You don't want to just jump in there because the melees aren't doing enough damage, or maybe you're playing against a fire team who knows what the fuck they're doing with a knife to parry, which I don't like that mechanic.
I don't even understand that
in the game. Yeah, if you're the fire team, and this is an issue I have with the fire team, is if you're the predator, whether you're wielding the combi stick, the war club, or just your wrist gauntlets, if you come in for a hit on the fire team's player's screen, for a split second, you'll see the R3 button, it'll say parry. And if you do that, you'll use your little knife and parry the 7-foot predator, and it'll actually stun him, and he falls back for a second. So if you've ever been playing as the predator, and you run in and you're meleeing, and you're like, why the fuck can't I move forward, or why am I stopping? Why am I not hitting? That's because you need to change up your cadence of swinging. Because if you're just going in there and mashing the button, all I got to do is mash my button and parry. That's, dude, I love Ilphonic. And I love their love for source material.
Yeah,
obviously, they're great with Friday the 13th. Predator has a lot of good shit in it. Where, in any of the Predator movies, did somebody parry the fucking Predator with a knife? That's
really
insane.
Doesn't. Well, it gets crazy, too, because basically the way I look at it, if a Predator gets in on your ass and he's whipping your ass like that, like, you don't really even need the mechanic. Because there's a good chance, you know what? He's going to kick your ass anyways.
Yeah, he's the Predator.
He's a fucking Predator. So you don't even need the mechanic. And I don't know why it is even a mechanic. I don't even understand it at all. Like, honestly, I always forget about it because by the time I even think about it, I'm already half fucking dead because the Predator is just so beefy. You got that combi stick, dude. He's whipping your ass, Craig. You don't even know.
And the thing is, man, like, if you're playing as a fire team, if you're playing smart as a fire team, even if one of your players is getting wailed on, you can seriously focus your fire and you can melt the fucking Predator in this game.
And honestly, the way you figured out how to play, like, you're doing the scout shit, you're staying out, you're letting 3 of us get into the camp, and we're doing the business. I know Doggedy was out there a minute ago, like, we'll be inside the camp doing our shit, and you'll be sitting out there in the, like, you need a ghillie suit, honestly, but you'll be, sniping him and shit. And that sniping, that mechanic that you figured out, blasting off his mask when you get a couple good shots on him. Yep. I mean, that's already a big deal enough, and that's being a smart fire team, right? But like, man, if you're dealing pugs and shit like that, man, it's a mess sometimes.
Yeah, it's really tough, especially if you got guys running off doing their own thing like you do when you want to go grab all the Viridium.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm still in the area.
No, but that's the one thing I do like about this game is, and I don't know if it was supposed to be that way, but I feel like it's more fun to hunt the Predator than it is to hunt as the Predator.
There's no aliens in it. It's just Predator versus Marines. It's just like a fire team basically.
Yep.
I have no comment on that because I'm the best Predator this side of the Mississippi.
I have multiple streams that suggest otherwise.
I'm the opposite, actually, because it's opposite day.
No,
I am terrible. Yeah, see, Tricky's already laughing there too. Tricky knows. Tricky plays with us. Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know what it is about playing as a Predator that I apparently can't. I mean, as I'm going on more and more, I feel like I'm getting better. Mm-hmm. But like you guys just picked it up, I'm like, oh look, I'm a Predator, and whip everybody's ass. I'm like, oh, that sucks.
I think the thing that makes it difficult for some people is you think you're playing as the Predator, and you're like, I am a fucking monster.
Right.
Okay, I'm a beast. I should be able to run in. And I think, I like that. I like having that feeling of power. I want that power.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you got to play smart.
Yes, that's
so it's the balance of, and at first you want to charge in right away, but you forget, I have 15 minutes.
True.
I have 15 minutes, and you've got a fire team that has to complete the objectives and go and do all that shit. you just have to play a little smart. You have to be a little bit smart, but you can be aggressive.
You can. If you're using the Berserker, so that's the difference. What I started playing better when I was as the Berserker because I would last a little bit longer.
Right.
A couple nights when you went to bed early, I would play the Berserker and I would I might have won one. I don't even fucking know. Like, or at least took out most.
You're thinking about the tutorial.
I don't, maybe, but anyways, you know, I was playing better. But the problem is too is that like for me to play the Predator, like our fire team, we've all gotten so well together and like like communicating and stuff like that. Like especially if you're playing against you and you're fucking taking everybody's mask off and you're scouting everybody. It's like I feel like if I got into an online game with a bunch of people I don't know, like I might have a pretty decent chance as the Predator, maybe. But when I'm playing with us, it's fucking we tear each other up. Like it can't even fucking at all.
Yeah, and that's the other thing that I really that's one thing I also like about this game is that the private lobbies award you XP.
Fuck yeah. I mean so did Friday the 13th though.
Yeah, and that's awesome. There's not a lot of games that do that. Like Call of Duty, you can't create a private lobby and go play with your fucking boys. You can't do it. You're not getting I mean you can, but you're not getting any XP for it. Whereas in this one you get XP, which is perfect because man, if you get 5 people on, which has been what we've been doing.
Or even 4, honestly.
Yeah, 4 people, 3-on-1 isn't bad, especially if you're a Predator, it's doable for sure. But when you sit there and you have 5 people and you just rotate who's Predator and who's Fire Team, that is fucking fun. That is a fun ass night. It reminds, and honestly, obviously the gameplay isn't the same, but it reminds me of my times playing SOCOM 2 with my buddies and my cousins at night. We would create a private room, fill that shit up, get XP, rank up, and just play throughout the night. And that's what you get with Predator. It's man, get the fuck out of here, March.
She says you're trash at COD.
Dude, March is so bad at COD.
She's sassy today.
She is so awful at COD. I mean, I hate saying. I mean, we did a 1v1 in the gun or not gun game in Firefighter. What the hell the mode where you do 2-on-2? Yeah. Anyways, dude, I smoked her ass. I mean, it wasn't even close.
Rolled her up and
we
smoked
we
her.
did like we did like 2 matches. Then she was like, "Oh, okay, guys, let's go play something else. Let's go play Warzone. Or let's go play." It's like, yeah.
I got to take a nap.
Run along, little girl. Run along. Daddy's here. No, it was she's not terrible, but she's terrible. She's not me.
I don't know. I got nothing.
Yeah, 1v1 gunfight, and it wasn't really a gunfight. It was just me shooting you. It was 1v1. Brent shoots March. We did 2 March, but it felt like 1 because it was over real fucking quick. All right, so March, you're all done. I don't lie shit. Hey.
What up, Barbie?
Hey, who'd you play with to get your first win in Warzone in group in triples? Who was it, March?
Who was it, March?
Answer the question, March. Oh, look, she must have stepped away. What a perfect time for her to step away.
Check out that GTA gif.
Yeah, she's watching that GTA 6 trailer. Bro, I'll fuck you up any day of the week. Oh, man, she's fired up now.
Yeah, we're getting her fired up.
I love it when she talks dirty. You know what? Tater Top Point meetup isn't canceled. March is coming. Yeah. That's it. I also carried you to with your dead ass. Jeez.
Yeah, well.
I got the video. I can show it. We won because of me. I told her, follow me and we'll get the win. Marsh is banning everyone from her channel. Yeah, she's feeling it tonight. You and Scully Kid and I carried your death. Man. All right, March, simmer down now.
Yeah, she need to take a break.
Yeah, breathe, girl. Breathe.
Smoke break.
My fingers are going crazy.
Smoke break.
But overall, Predator, despite, and the big issue with Predator right now is the fact that, yes, crossplay is enabled.
Yeah.
No, crossplay invites with friends is not.
Well, it's because of that bullshit Epic Games app shit you have to do. So I don't know if I told you that, but to add these guys as friends, I had to download a fucking separate app. You can't even do it from the Epic website.
No.
It's a whole thing. But then even then, you still can't like invite them
to a game.
And
that's super disappointing because obviously like Prime, he's playing it on PC. I think there was another guy that we were talking to in the chat one night.
Dave's Gaming.
He's
playing it on PC right now.
He's on PC, and you can't play with them. You can't
and
invite them into the party chat, and that's into the party, and that's really, really. And see, Prime bought it specifically to play with us, and he can't. And the thing that makes it even more infuriating, dude, is the fact that right after the beta ended, Ilphonic sent out a tweet, no, it's not there now, but it'll be there at launch. Here we are. 2 updates now.
2 updates in 1 week, by the way. A Sunday and a Friday.
Yeah, 2 updates in 1 week, and we still don't have crossplay invite for party chat, for party games. That's a big issue. That's a big concern. And, I mean, yeah, I understand it's tough for Epic. Dude, that shit was active right away in fucking Fortnite. Okay, you were able to invite friends to go play right away.
That's true.
So something's going on with Ophonic. It's either something with Epic or it's something with PlayStation. Whatever it is, it needs to get rectified quickly because there's a lot of people like Prime who are trying to play friends. Servers were down yesterday. Any word why? Tricky, no idea. And I don't think they would actually get into the specifics on that. They just came out and said, look, we're working on it. And a couple hours later, they're like, all right, everything's good to go.
Honestly, a hamster in Ohio could have fallen off the wheel.
That's probably what happened. No,
look at her. She won't even stop.
And you know what?
You got her fired up.
That's proof right there. She's angry. She's mad because I called out the truth. And she knows it. And now she's going to do whatever she can. And
definitely a PlayStation problem.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. We're going to talk about your Xbox here in a minute.
Yeah, we got you, March. Don't worry.
Yeah,
Hold on.
We're going to talk a lot about your Xbox.
And don't forget, everybody out there, if you haven't yet entered into the giveaway, do an exclamation mark, enter to win that Funko Pop at the end of this show.
I'm going to have to rig this thing. So I'm going to have to rig this so March wins, and then she'll love me again. So everyone, March is going to win. I'm going to set it up to where March wins.
Yeah.
Oh
my God, she won't stop.
Oh my, she's swearing.
Welcome to Banter and Babble, everybody.
Oh my Lanta,
she's bantering right now.
Everyone in the chat's like, "Well, should I share my opinion on anything, or is March gonna fucking give me the boot?"
Yeah, March might boot everybody.
Unbelievable. All right, so yes, Predator, fun time with friends.
Enter that Arbalest.
Lots of issues that need to get ironed out, but a fun game nonetheless. And I guess we're supposed to be hearing from Elphonic soon about the roadmap.
That's what we really, really want to know is a roadmap because, yes.
And I think because of how successful this game has been, I mean, there's a lot of people playing this game. I think it's been a hit for them. I think they're going to have to really come out with a good roadmap with lots of shit to do.
That's what happened with Friday the 13th. As somebody who kickstarted it. Oh, shit.
Wow.
Oh, damn. So we've got Rock, Tricky, and Doggedy was out there too, part of our group. And now the one and only Piccolo.
Is this where the garbage predators come
didn't I catch you one night as a predator,
this
staring at the wall?
This guy will get you seated.
Yeah, right.
He'll get you a drink.
We're having this dinner for two, Piccolo, apparently. It was one. I swear he jumped down one time and just walking into a wall for a minute. What's he doing?
That was hilarious. It was fantastic. It was an easy kill. Yeah.
Fuck.
Whenever you get Piccolo followed up by Tone, you're gonna jump a lot in XP.
Yeah.
You're gonna jump up a lot of levels.
And to put a seal on this, I'm level 85. You're level 100 now.
Yep.
There's 100 level. I think is that the max?
That's the max.
So, as Piccolo said right from the get, what are the legs on this game? Mm-hmm. We don't know. That's why we want to see a roadmap. And again, like Friday the 13th, as somebody who kickstarted it, Friday the 13th, right off the gates, was really, really, really it overwhelmed them. They did not anticipate that.
Yep.
So they had extra problems because server issues. Tricky, to go back to what you were asking. I don't think they realized, again, probably how popular it was. But they haven't had a whole lot of issues. Oh, my God.
She's still going, dude. She's still going.
It's unfortunate you guys can't see this chat if you're watching this either on YouTube and or listening on Spotify or any other outlet.
You would see a very poor loser.
She's
what you would see.
This
you know what? I'll screenshot this and show this to my kids. Be like, you know what, guys? This is not how you act when you lose to a champion. You show respect. You show respect. You admit, look, you're way better than me, and just move on. See that? But that's this is gonna be a lesson for my kids. Give me a lesson for my kids.
There you go. That's what
don't be like this.
Don't be like. Well, there's something else you shouldn't be like either. Apparently today too.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Let's get into that, dude. We got some Xbox news. We had a big day today.
Big day.
Xbox had their huge Xbox Series X gameplay reveal. Okay? They're hyping up Inside Xbox coming out today. We got this just memorable tweet from them saying, hey, boot up your Xbox 2020 with a new episode of Inside and see this gameplay from our global developer partners. And even in this little video down here underneath that, gameplay. Come check out some gameplay.
Yes.
So,
tweet that.
Here we go. We jump into this. And now, first of all, this game actually looked really good.
This game looked really good.
But the thing is, underneath every single video said, work in progress, blah, 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 what it's expected to look like on Xbox Series X. So you're already telling us this isn't fucking gameplay. Yes. This is in-engine gameplay, what it's supposed to look like.
Correct.
And immediately as we're watching this stuff, and I kept seeing that stuff, and it's hilarious because it reminded me of the Madden before the PS3 and the 360 came out. Do you remember that Madden video?
That's
where
very
Donovan
classic.
McNabb and like all the X-rays and the hits. Everyone was like, "Holy fucking shit! This is next-gen football!"
Right.
And then the game comes out, and everyone's like, hey, "Wait a minute, doesn't look right." And Piccolo actually mentioned one earlier. Killzone 2. Remember they had that huge.
Yeah.
They had that huge video, like, "Oh my god, the visuals are fucking incredible! It looked amazing." And then Killzone 2, still a good-looking game. Still a good-looking game on PS3. Still a very good-looking game, but whoa, not quite what we saw. I feel like that's what we saw today. A lot of good-looking stuff. Don't get me wrong; these games look really good. These are Dirt 5. Dirt series is huge. That first game we saw before that, Memory Bright Infinite or whatever it's called, Memory Bright Infinite, that looked really, really good. But dude, when the fuck did the term gameplay become so loose and you can use it in different ways?
That's Prime, you're right. That was a whole debacle with that Killzone. There it is, Prime. Apparently today
was the day.
Well, this wasn't the first time, but this is definitely an epic trip. Now, don't get us wrong. We're excited. Everybody's excited because next gen is knocking on the door.
Yeah.
Series X, day one, absolutely.
Yep.
PS5, absolutely, day one. Both. However, because that's what I said to you earlier. Was like, trailers are great. Ant House, I believe, was even talking about it. All this stuff is great, but until you see gameplay, that's when the actual excitement and the hype really, really starts to amp up, right?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, when you hear this today and you're like, man, gameplay, and everybody was just like, man, that wasn't gameplay. And that's what everybody wanted to see.
This trailer here, this game looked fucking, I'm interested in Scorn. I don't know what the fuck this game is.
Right.
We saw just a trailer, but this isn't gameplay.
No.
This is a trailer. This is a cinematic trailer. There's no gameplay in this.
Right.
I'm interested in the game. Really, it looks cool. I think it looks really cool. But I don't know what it is. And isn't that, if you have a gameplay trailer, isn't that supposed to tell you, here's what it is?
Yeah.
It's an RPG.
I want to see how it's mechanically working in actual live gameplay.
And the issue, and I think the problem is that when I know she's doing her thing, she's got her bit's getting tired, but I love her anyways. But the other thing is whatever, and then you go on social media, and then you got some people going, oh well, this wasn't an E3 thing, it's you didn't keep your expectations in check. Okay, yeah, you're right, because gameplay. Yeah, I must have. Yeah, my expectations were fucked. And and let's talk about this for a second too. This was their first big reveal of gameplay.
Oh yeah, it was technically.
This was their first big reveal. And don't get me wrong, dude. I love some of the developers that we saw here. They're talented developers. They're good developers. But dude, this is your big reveal of games. Third-party games coming to your next-gen console this winter or this fall. And you're running out Bloober Team. Okay, you're running out Bloober Team. Now, look, I like Bloober Team. They tell great stories, but a lot of their games weren't great running. Okay, they haven't hit that upper echelon where you're like, okay, look, man, we have a new fucking system. Let's bring in Bloober Team to show off their game. No.
Well,
no.
So to go along with that, and I get it, one thing that's always been great about Xbox, even the 360 era, has been indie developers. They took away that indie game creating thing that was on 360 that I thought was always brilliant and never appreciated. But they always talk about third party, their partnerships and their partnerships and their partnerships. That's awesome. But if you're gonna show me a gameplay, whatever, and you're not leading out with Halo Infinite or something,
right?
What the fuck? I expected a lot of third party today, and we saw some Valhalla and things like that. Awesome. But if you're gonna come out and saying gameplay, where in the nine hells are things like Halo Infinite?
Yeah. And I mean, they established before the show, you'll hear more about first party stuff come July, which is fine, and that part I appreciate. But at the same time, you're running out these developers who aren't. I'm sorry, but Bloober Team is not a top tier developer. I mean, there's some good looking games. I mean, obviously, Codemasters is very good with their racing games. but it's Codemasters.
Was that's dirt, right?
That's dirt. That's dirt. Yeah, the racing.
Well, and that was it. Like to me, like I'm watching this, and then all of a sudden, oh, we're talking about dirt. Fucking sweet.
Yeah,
I got some in my backyard. Big whoop.
And
like,
you know,
I mean, I don't mean to be that guy, but
and like this game, super interested in it, but the visuals don't look next gen. This is that Vampire 2 or Vampire Masquerade.
Yeah, that looks fucking cool.
That looks rad. Like it has a cool aesthetic to it, but this
I'm
Paradox Interactive, like this this is not like holy fucking crazy visuals.
Yeah, Creators of the Darkness and shit.
And again, this is not gameplay.
Right. And Cap, that's a good point too. When you do something like that, it does definitely take you out of the excitement for next gen. And I get it, because like a lot of times, like I feel like at the end of a gen, we're going to a new gen and they're showing you stuff. Sometimes some of the stuff they show, you're just like, that doesn't look much better than our peak that we're seeing now, right? So I completely get that. But like, you know, and then you see things like when CD Projekt Red shows something off on, you know, with Cyberpunk, and you're like, okay, well, this is a little what I'm expecting, I guess.
Right.
But I just really wanted some gameplay. Bottom line, I love gameplay. I get excited on trailers like anybody else. Like you can show a trailer or something, and it could be a cinematic, and I'm gonna be like, oh, that looks cool. I love the concept, or you know, or the theme is cool or whatever. But until I'm seeing gameplay, and really, there was one that stood out for me today too, as well, that we were kind of talking about beforehand. That I was like, oh, okay, like that's the one out of all those that really hooked me. So
right, yeah, and I mean, and seriously, man. There are some great titles in this batch that they showed. There's some really good looking games that we saw today. But yeah, when it comes down to it, man, for third party stuff, yes, Ubisoft, that's somebody I want to see something.
Yeah,
like.
Oh yeah.
I want to see Valhalla again, not fucking gameplay. You know, the Valhalla trailer was not gameplay. Even though it looked, they say it was. There's a whole lot of stuff going on in this video, and I feel like, dude, this is kind of comparable to what we saw with the PlayStation reveal a month or two ago, where Mark Cerny did the deep dive.
Yeah.
And this is where I think, you know, it's like two bonehead moves by these publishers who should know by now. If you put out a tweet from your main account, when PlayStation sent out that tweet going, hey, come on by for a deep dive on the PlayStation 5 and all this stuff, people are thinking immediately, deep dive features,
games,
all the stuff, games, want to see how this stuff looks. Not Mark Cerny
doing a CES,
giving a fucking a GDC press con, or not even a press con. This is a GDC meeting where the room is supposed to be full of fucking smart developers who can understand what the fuck Mark Cerny is talking about.
Yeah, he's like talking in like languages, and I'm like,
but when you pump
Luigi,
Luigi, like, dude, I love Mark Cerny. I love his enthusiasm. I understood maybe 10% of the shit that he was talking about.
Right.
But, man, when you put out a tweet from the PlayStation account that's like, yo, come on in. We're talking about PlayStation 5. Get fucking hyped. And then everyone is just like, did Mark Cerny just say, give me your ear? Send in your ear? Like, that's called a misfire. And what Microsoft did today with that tweet yesterday, talking about gameplay, and then they do this is a misfire. So far, PlayStation and Xbox have fucked up any reveals that they've done so far.
This reminds me a little bit, and on both the parts of this, because I'm glad you brought up Cerny part 2, because I remember us watching it, and we were both like, this is cool, but I don't understand what the fuck he's talking about, right? This reminds me...
Cuddles is getting hot.
Yeah, he is really hot. Yeah.
This game right here.
In 2013, The Ascent. That's our big one. That's one of our big ones.
This one hot, dude.
When, you got E3 and Microsoft comes out and goes, hey guys, we got some TV features. And everybody's like, what the fuck? And then Sony comes out and goes, well, we've got games and you can share games with everybody else and hand discs and stuff like this. Like, it just feels like Microsoft put their best foot forward. They showed the system off in December, I want to say, or whatever. They kind of showed their cards early, which is good, but the problem is that you give, theoretically, if you have competition, and theoretically of a console war, if you're a gamer, you don't really buy into that hype, but it gives somebody a chance to kind of say, okay,
right,
that gives us leverage. And that's the thing, is like Prime said it a little bit earlier, this kind of would give, at this point, after today's fumble, that kind of gives Sony a little bit of leverage. Now, I know when their controller came out, we all saw the bits, and we dealt with that as well, too. And I actually agree with some of them because I'm not fully sold on it. But what I What I do think is going to happen at this point is that they're going to use this because Sony hasn't revealed much outside of Cerny's last thing in the controller. So
right.
at this point now, they're going to be able to use this as ammunition, and you got to be careful because, again, part of the fumbles at the beginning for the Xbox One X, whether you want to admit it or not, or the last generation starting up, 2013, is that Microsoft came out tripping and fumbling really hard, and that ruined them this entire gen on console and hardware sales. Because at the end of the day, when you're asking for gameplay, software is what's selling your systems. The hardware isn't going to sell itself. Maybe to 10% of the people that want them sweet cable box TV hookups.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else wants games, and you can't fuck this up. And that's a bummer because not a knock on these guys, but the messaging is definitely going to fuck it up probably a little.
Yep.
And they need a big win this gen because they've struggled this current gen.
Here's the thing, with Sony, they're sitting back there right now. They're watching. It was just a complete PR meltdown today. Xbox is ripping down the live stream because it was like the downvotes on that.
Here we are at that. That's crazy.
That's nuts. That's how bad it went today. They pulled the fucking video. It's like the only way I was able to get this video is because I had to go to a different channel to pull it down. Like, okay, somebody still got the video up.
So they know that too. That's the whole point.
Oh, dude, the ratio of thumbs down to thumbs up
more than thumbs up.
Yeah. It was horrific. It wasn't even close.
And I try. You got to be careful of some of the toxicity of things. But when you read some of the comments, when I was watching the live of this,
yep.
Usually like if it's an Xbox and a lot of people that might play more Xbox, they're going, oh man, this hype. There was not that going on. I was like, holy shit, this is kind of wild to see that because normally people are getting really excited and that wasn't. And Luigi, that's a good point too. If you showcase a new product, lead it with new games for your console.
Absolutely.
Not saying you can play your old stuff here. Just yeah, exactly. And that's kind of part of that. And it's. We like Phil Spencer. Phil Spencer's a great person to have involved. Yeah. Like he's done a lot to help Xbox One this last gen to kind of he knows he's been keeping it afloat, I think, more than anything.
Yep.
And they did a lot of things. They got a guy out there that knew what he's talking about and has or whatever. But again, there you go. They're perfect. Keeping relevant, right? Yep. And here we are today, and it's just a bummer to see because I know everybody was excited. You were excited. I was excited.
I was hyped.
Everybody wanted to see some stuff. I didn't know what to expect. I knew it would be mostly third party, but I was hoping to see some really like new, crazy, blow my mind stuff because I wanted gameplay.
This game looks pretty good too. This one from Bandai Namco. The name escapes me. I think it's called what's it called? What's this called? Prime.
Really, like I'm a Namco. There's a lot of games in Namco Bandai that I don't play, but
this shit looked really good. I thought this looked really, really good.
Yeah,
it looks like looks a lot like Scarlet Nexus. Yep.
Yeah, that looks
Scarlet
pretty dope. Nexus. The big one for me, the takeaway today was the Ascent.
Oh, the Ascent, yeah. They showed that earlier, and that like an isometric Diablo that takes place in a cyberpunk universe,
a sci-fi Diablo game.
Yeah,
sign me up. I'll be a day one buy. I'll be playing that.
That should look hot. But no, here we are. Sony fumbled their first attempt to show some stuff off. Xbox just fumbled their attempt to show some stuff off. We know Xbox won't be back. They'll do something at some point before July, but July is their next big show where they're going to talk about first-party stuff. Halo Infinite's going to be there. We're going to learn about all the first-party stuff they're working on. Between now and then, Sony... Luigi, I'm not impressed with anything so far because we haven't seen shit.
Exactly.
We haven't seen anything. And guys, if you haven't entered to win the Funko Pop for a chance to win, make sure you do it now. ! Enter.
Yep, get that going,
Make sure you pump that in. If you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching from Tone's Grindr account, if you're watching from anywhere else, come over to Mixer, mixer.com/fanboytone or mixer.com/thedude79. Get in here, ! Enter in to win. You have 30 minutes left.
30 minutes for that giveaway.
But here's the thing. But like Luigi said, man, neither company has done shit to get people hyped up for these consoles just yet. Right. So here we are. We're going to be, up next is going to be Sony's move. If Sony was smart at all, in June or at the end of the month, Jason Schreier said at some point, he thinks it's a couple weeks out, we're going to see like a full PlayStation 5 reveal. If PlayStation has any fucking idea of how critical this moment is for them, they come out with the system and they come out with first-party gameplay. Not third-party, first-party. Let's see what first-party shit is coming to PlayStation. If they can come out with actual gameplay, talk about the features of the system, show the system. They have an opportunity to get the first win pre-launch.
Yeah, and if they actually have an audio or what is it? The optical
optical port, yeah.
Port.
Which is a strange omission, but I wouldn't be surprised, man. A lot of the better sounding modes or whatever comes through HDMI. Optic is it's obviously useful for people.
Right.
People optical cables are important. They're useful. A lot of people still use them, but there's a lot more sound options that come through HDMI.
That's true. And Zatter, absolutely. I'm waiting for Nintendo to talk because they had to scrap wherever they started with the Prime 4 last year. But yes, Switch Metroid, man, that's the big one for me with having a Switch. I want that Prime 4.
Metroid Prime, maybe a trilogy too. It sounds like the trilogy remastered might be coming to the Switch as well.
Don't tell me that.
There was a story. I didn't get the specifics on it, but there was a story going around that the Switch is going. There's a Prime trilogy.
Oh God, because it didn't sell well because it was the Wii. When you're an adult, you don't want to do that all day. But if you can give me double dual sticks with a Prime, the first one, yeah, I'm on that. And King Cuddles has been saying for a long time that with this stimulus money, he was going to buy a tiger. So apparently, he owns a tiger now.
He owns a tiger.
He owns a tiger now. He's going to bring the tiger to the meetup. So
yeah, you know what? We'll share the tiger. Give it a room with March. We'll see how tough she is. I'm done with you, March.
Don't you, March?
Done with you, girl. Get fired up again. I want her to call me all sorts
she's
of names.
Going. You're gonna get her fired up.
Fucking bomb me right now, dude.
Right.
She's gonna bomb me right now. We've got it.
Two Tiger King partnership.
Look at her go. Look at her go. Joke's on you. All right. But yeah, overall though, I mean, like I said, there was some cool looking titles in here. But the lack of gameplay, no major third party publisher, I mean, outside of Ubisoft. I just feel like this could have been a much bigger event, you know, and so now we're still waiting for one of these publishers to come out with something that people can genuinely get excited about. And,
I was really surprised that we didn't see CD Projekt Red today. I fully expected a Ubisoft, and I also fully expected to see something out of CD Projekt Red with Microsoft today, and I was really surprised it wasn't because they've got accessories that match and everything, and sounds like they've got some.
Yeah, you would think they would have kind of some kind of partnership in line
with a system. So why didn't we see any more out of that? That was very, very surprising.
Yeah, they could have used that as opposed to some of the other stuff that we saw.
Yeah, well, that's got gameplay,
right? Just a very bizarre event. Not Microsoft's finest moment, and after what happened last gen, leading up to launch, you'd think they would put their best foot forward and do everything they can to make the most. This game looks sweet. This
did Prime, It made, that's the first thing I said. Bulletstorm.
This one actually looks really, really
Time
good.
Shift.
Yeah, I'm actually curious on this one and the Ascent. These are the two that I'm definitely looking. Memory Blight Infinite, and then the Ascent. Memory Blunt. Right. So really cool stuff. There's some cool looking games, but just a total botch job in terms of the presentation. And another weird thing. Lastly, when I was watching it on the Xbox channel, the best performance, you could get 4K, but there was no 60 frame option, which I thought was odd. And then after the presentation, everything was done, Xbox was like, oh yeah, 60 FPS is the baseline for everything. It's like, well, that's weird. They didn't show anything. And then Codemasters pumped out their video of Dirt 5 on Twitter, 60 frames. These games look really, really good at 60 frames. Why didn't you have it set to 60 frames on your fucking reveal?
That's fucking wild.
I was just like, what are you doing, dude?
That's wild.
It was just goof ups here and there. And so now it's up to Sony. It's their turn to try to do something to get people hyped for next gen, because right now we haven't hit that point yet, dude. We don't even know how much these things cost.
We're trying to be excited about it, but neither of them are really putting their best foot forward.
And Nintendo's just sitting back going, yeah.
Now
we'll bring out our Switch Pro in the fall and clean up.
Maybe. Still going to look like cartoon.
Get that hard 720p, 1080p on everything. It's brutal. Brutal.
Yes. And then, yes, there are other games outside of GTA RP. King Cuddles. Apparently, GTA RP 6 is coming out.
Go check out the video that March found that some kid made in his basement. Yeah. Looks fucking awesome, March. Apparently, it's dropping in December. 4 days before Christmas.
Yeah, that's
and
what
March is telling everybody. So make sure you support March because she's awesome. All right, moving on to our next topic. Something that Cuddles was asking about. Star Wars news.
It's funny, Prime. Yeah, wow. So
wild week, because obviously May the 4th.
May 4th be with you, of course, and then and the 5th, the Revenge of the 5th. Was the day after the end.
Is that really Revenge of the 5th?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay,
Day.
that's kind of lame. But we had a lot of shit go on this week. A lot of stuff went down. First up, we want to talk about, and I didn't see it, but I know you did. Clone Wars season 7 wrapped up. I just want to get your thoughts overall on the season compared to other seasons.
Okay.
No spoilers.
Right.
Not gonna get any of that.
Spoiled all king. So get your ear to the speaker, buddy. Overall, the season was good, really good. Now, the only reason I'll say great is because there's some episodes in the middle that kind of tank and slow down, and which was pretty classic for Clone Wars to a degree. If you had 20 episodes in a season, there was some stinkers in there. Matter of fact, you have to actually find the list online to watch them properly because they're out of order completely. It's a whole weird thing to get into, but excuse me. So anyway, season 6 ended oddly. And it just didn't have a real true closeout to Clone Wars. Basically, it ends, Yoda's doing some stuff, and then episode 3 happens. You're like, what the fuck? Like, they've been building up all this stuff. There's no closure on some certain things. So this was finally now that once Disney had Star Wars and they could go back and do it, they can bring true, somewhat Clone Wars, some form of closure for some of the characters and some of the story arcs and lead into episode 3, which they did. Matter of fact, I would say about 4 episodes from the ending, roughly. So there's 12 episodes this season. It literally splits off, and this is not really a spoiler at all because we know where episode 3 is. But what you're seeing here is the 501st, which is Anakin's specific unit, led by Captain Rex, now Commander for a small period of time here. And the clones actually, because Ahsoka, who had kind of left the Jedi Order, she's kind of back around. She's helping with some stuff with Mandalore. She gets back involved, and the clones say in respect, and because they haven't seen Ahsoka in a while and they missed her, and she'd been with them for so long, they painted their helmets like her like face paint or birth markings. I always forget.
That's pretty rad.
I can never remember her race very well. I'm terrible at it. So hey, what up, Bob? So they paint their helmets like her, which is really cool. So the blue and white, and then they see the orange and the white markings. And when you first see that, like, that was one of the first moments of the season where you just kind of step back and go, oof, get you right here a little bit in the feels, right? And that was a big feel on that one. And there's some good feels in that in the last 4 especially. So what happens is that at that point they split. Anakin and Obi-Wan get called back to Coruscant because the Chancellor has been captured by the Separatists, and Ahsoka has called Anakin and Obi to help her with what's going on in Mandalore, and they're about to like leave her. They say they're gonna help. They show up, and they're about to take all these clones and leave her and Bo-Katan like empty-handed. Like all of a sudden, like now we have no help and no back. And he's like, "We're gonna leave these clones here for you. I'm gonna leave Rex and these guys." So she's with Rex. Shit starts going on with certain things, Order 66 and things like that, which we saw in the recent Jedi Fallen Order game too. You get to see an Order 66 from another perspective, and yes, it was a good series. It was a good season. It wasn't as great as I wanted more. There were still some questions, and there's still some closure and answers we didn't get that I wanted at the end. But things like this, when you saw stuff like this, like I honestly, the last 4 episodes, and like I was very, very like Kappa doesn't care. I was very I was definitely emotional. Like this series has done something to any Star Wars fan that watches them on an emotional level, and that's a really good picture of that. And man, oh man, that last episode and that last scene, things that happen. If you're a Star Wars fan and haven't watched any Clone Wars, any Rebels, you were doing yourself a disservice.
He totally
March,
cried.
I don't want to talk about it.
He totally cried. He's about to cry right now.
Probably.
I can hear his voice.
This series, these cartoons capture the true heart and spirit, especially Rebels, of any Star Wars, and I've talked about it before. You are missing out on a lot of lore, and this stuff is getting tied in directly to Mandalorian and movies now. It's a big deal because there's things that when you see certain movies, like when people saw Solo, they didn't know.
Right. Interesting. Was there any standout moments or anything without spoilers? Anything that was?
There's some fucking fight scenes in there. Ray Park comes back. Ray Park as Darth Maul does mocap for Darth Maul fights in
Oh
this
yeah,
series.
I remember we saw. Yeah, they were
Holy
talking about because there's a battle.
shit.
Yeah. Yep.
Holy shit. And it's fucking dope. It's Ray Park still got it. Like when you see him at cons, he busts out like lightsabers for people and does bits. Like he's an amazing dude. So yeah, I jerked off with tears. I did. It's I said,
Man.
yeah, and I'm getting into Rebels again right now too. We're rewatching it in my home. I absolutely love Rebels. But man, yeah, it's been a good series. Yeah, that some of the fights were really, really dope.
Mm-hmm.
But they really the second to last episode, about the time in episode 3 when they go to arrest the Chancellor and the fights break out with some of the Jedi and the Chancellor, Palpatine. The music in this is pretty much static, like when Anakin's talking to Shiv in that opera, and there's no like real soundtrack. It's just like this like ominous music. It's pretty it gives you goosebumps. I had goosebumps the entire time in that episode. Actually, the last 2, because there was so much going on you didn't know what was happening. So
awesome. Now is there a season 8 confirmed or
no? And Zadar actually brings it up. Is there another series between Clone Wars and Rebels? As of right now, no. They could though, because at that point you could kind of tell some more of a at least Ahsoka story. Even Vader's, honestly, everybody's wanted some Jedi Purge story, but there is not as of right now. There's rumors of a Rebels season 2 that we've always wanted Ahsoka and Sabine and like a story what's going on with them, but we think that might be happening. That those rumors are heating up again this week. So as of right now, no, there isn't any more after that. They could though. They could do something in the middle there. They could do stuff with Maul and the stuff he does with the crime syndicates before you get to Solo and Rebels. Honestly, there's a lot of story to be told there, and the dude to do it, yes, the spider legs, the dude to do it would be Filoni. So, absolutely,
Filoni is getting a lot of love from fans for sure.
He is the one guy that captures still the heart and spirit of Star Wars, while some of the upper management can't get it.
Now, like, is that obviously Kathleen Kennedy is public enemy number 1 with
she
a lot
is
of Star
for a lot.
Wars
She's
fans.
she's on the hit list for a lot of people.
Is there any possibility that Dave Filoni can kind of slip into that role? What's the biggest issue with that?
People don't think that he can run a big company like that from that head point because he don't have any experience with it. And I say, to me, give him the chance because you have somebody who at least has the product in mind first. And I get it. There's a money part of it, and that you got to see that cash flow. But if you do the right thing and if you come from the heart, that cash flow is going to happen instantly, and that's what Filoni does. He touches stuff, it's gold.
Atomic, where does Nicolas Cage fit in? Apparently, Nicolas Cage is going to play the Tiger King.
That's what's going around right now, and everybody wants Joe Dirt to do it.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, I sent Melissa that picture. I was like, look, Nick Cage is going to play the Tiger King, and immediately she goes, he can't play the Tiger King. It's got to be David Spade. And I was like, oh my God, just because of Joe Dirt? Yeah. But I mean, I tell you what, dude, if there's anybody who can go from looking like, I don't want to say Nick Cage looks normal, but who can go from a respectable actor to something like the Tiger King, it's Nick Cage, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Nick Cage's range is insane.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, boom, there you go, Con Air. That's basically a badass version of the Tiger King. Con Air, his character,
he got his haircut.
He's got it. He's right there.
Yep.
Now he just has to dumb it down a lot.
Yep.
And get really fucking weird. Which, if there's anyone that can get really fucking weird,
it's Nick Cage.
It's Nick Cage. I just thought that was crazy when I saw that he was going to be the Tiger King. Yeah, I thought that was absolutely nuts.
Rock, yes, yeah. The solo movie sequel was supposed to be about Maul, more of the underground. I still hope they come back around to that someday because I actually like Solo. It doesn't get a lot of love, but I feel like it's underrated. And yes, that's it. Filoni doesn't have that Hollywood experience yet, but I'm still saying give him a gamble or let him be in charge of giving somebody else a gamble, not Kathleen Kennedy. So.
Yeah, but in Con Air, he wasn't giving boys meth.
I mean, how many shades away from me? He was crashing on a prison plane. Big whoop.
Okay, look, I'm sorry. Somebody brought up Nick Cage. I got to segue a little bit. I got to go into some Nick Cage talk. I want to hear everybody right now. If you're in the chat, I want to hear yours.
Yeah.
Off the top of your head, 5 favorite Nick Cage movies.
Face Off's definitely number 1 for me.
Doesn't have to be top. You don't have to number them.
Okay.
Just 5 movies that you love of Nick Cage. He got it.
Face Off, Mandy. Actually, like Lords of War a lot. I thought that was a very underrated movie.
Mm-hmm.
To Speed, shut up. Speed. The Rock, definitely The Rock. And then, God, what would be my last one?
National Treasure, probably.
I mean, those are all right. I guess it would have to be Con Air, right? Like it'd have to be Con Air.
It's a fine choice. I like Cuddles.
Leaving Las Vegas.
Yeah, his Oscar-winning role.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with Raising Arizona, because Raising Arizona is absolutely fucking incredible.
Right.
I love Raising Arizona. Con Air, Mandy. I'm trying to think.
God, Mandy's so good.
There was one I can't remember. It's a Scorsese movie. Where
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. I know a lot of people like
Color Space is pretty awesome.
Color Space is pretty wild, dude.
Color
The Wicker Man. Shut the fuck up. No! And he's got the bees on it. Oh my god, that shit was so
Zadder. I saw that Ghost Rider.
The bee scene. Yeah, Face Off for sure. I put Face Off in there.
That's probably my favorite overall.
Face Off is he's wild.
And honestly, Mandy's in my top 3 of his now, for hands down.
Yeah, Mandy's in there for
Mandy's
sure.
so fucking good.
And make sure, you guys, if you're watching, if you just joined, ! Enter.
Yeah, try to win that
Join
Funko
the giveaway.
Pop, guys.
It's gonna be going. It's gonna be wrapping up here pretty quick. So ! Enter. What's the one where he saves the kid from his dad? Joe. I think it's called Joe. I think it was called Joe. I think that's the one it was called.
Crudes.
Yeah, and see, Joe is one of the movies where it was straight to Netflix. It wasn't in theaters, and it's one of those movies where you see it on Netflix, you're like, oh, it's one of Nick Cage's 12 movies that he pumped out this year. But Joe is actually really, really good. Joe is really,
right,
really
yeah,
good.
King's, yeah, he's following you up on that.
Any of the 2000, yeah, straight to Netflix. He was making a lot of movies. There is one though, I can't remember. I think it's called the USS Indianapolis, where which is seriously one of the best scenes in Jaws, if not the best scene, where Quint talks about the USS Indianapolis. They made a movie with Nick Cage, and it is arguably the worst reviewed movie of his career.
And it's a crazy, like, well-known documented tragedy, too.
Oh, yeah. And I've heard it is absolutely just horrific. And I was like, I don't know if I can watch that simply because of the scene in Jaws. I love that scene so much.
Yeah, you don't want to ruin that for you.
I don't want to ruin that. But
yeah.
10 minutes.
10 minutes for that.
10 minutes. ! Enter. To enter in to win a Funko Pop figure, courtesy of our friends at Fett's Toy Depot.
Yes.
So make sure you get
Prime.
it. Fuck you, Prime. Every time you enter in, you give March a vote. So March has like 7 votes.
Right.
So your joke's on you. March, I already set up so March is going to win, so she loves me again. So, all right, moving on. From Clone Wars, let's talk about Mandalorian.
Mando news.
We got our list.
Speaking of Filoni.
Speaking of Filoni, we found out who's directing all of this season's episodes. And we have Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, Carl Weathers, Bryce Dallas Howard, and there's I can't read it because I made it too small. The guy in the front, Robert Rodriguez. What the fuck,
dude?
That's going to be the most violent episode
episode. That
ever.
better be the violent one.
That's going to be the one where people are getting their faces blown off. It's going to be ultra violent.
And be like in another cantina scene where Mando's just tearing everybody up. Fuck yeah, Robert Rodriguez, dude, involved in Star Wars. Like you just said 10 years ago, Robert Rodriguez is going to direct something in Star Wars one day. But no,
right up there with Quentin Tarantino's going to do a Star Trek.
Right.
What?
Right.
Yeah, dude, this is a wild lineup. I mean, obviously, there's a couple people in here who directed episodes last year.
Yep, Bryce did last year as well.
Yep. But I mean, Carl Weathers, that's pretty fucking sweet. He didn't direct one last year, did he?
I don't think he did. I think he did the green light after this season.
That's pretty wild, though, man.
Yeah, me too, Zadder. I love John.
But I mean, a solid, dude.
Yeah,
Panic. Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah, that's so dope, ain't it?
That's definitely the one on the list where you're just like, what?
Yep. I was disappointed too, Rock. No Deborah Cho. Her episode was really awesome last season as well, too.
Which one did she do?
She did the one where I don't remember. I was gonna try and make it up. Rock, which one did she do last season? Do you remember? Was that the one where Ming-Na was in? Was that the episode?
Oh, The Village? The Village where they had just...
Oh. Huh? I really don't remember.
Fuck, you don't know shit.
Hey, which episode was that out there?
Was Filoni, Bryce, Chow, and Takeout. Okay.
She did 2. Oh, she did episode 2.
Or did she do 2 episodes?
Yeah,
two
episodes.
Episode 2 was...
Third one.
I want to say that was the one with the village was either the second or third one where they showed up in that village.
That sweet ATST or
whatever.
Yeah,
the ATST that was trying to get to him. Yeah. I want to say that was one of the episodes at the beginning that she might have done. But I mean, solid list here, man. This is
with all the Mandos? Was that the one, that was the one with all the Mandos when they first go into the sewer? Is that the one?
The one where they get out of there? Two
2
episodes?
episodes,
Okay.
okay.
She did 2 episodes. Got it.
Thanks, Rock, because I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. Clearly, They
Lots
had
of
that
spoilers,
shit.
Cuddles.
Yeah, Cuddles. Hold
No,
your
if
ears.
you haven't watched it yet, that's on
Yeah.
you, bro.
Fuck you, buddy.
But yeah, dude, obviously, Jon Favreau knows his way around the Star Wars movies. Very, very good at what he does. Dave Filoni, everyone's excited about that. I'm really happy to see Carl
Bryson.
Weathers getting a shot at it. Bryce Dallas Howard, but yeah, Robert Rodriguez is definitely the oh shit. I'd be curious to see how the episode plays. Obviously, it's got to be an episode that's got a lot of action in it. It's just because certain episodes that we saw from the first season, there were some episodes that were a little bit slower paced. Some of them were high in action.
Yeah.
I expect him to have an episode that's all out just warfare.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people were saying it just didn't feel like there was a big overall huge arc this last season. I think that was just because they were kind of testing the waters, and it felt like Dave comes from cartoons, and sometimes cartoons, like start to finish, don't always add to the arc. It's just another episode.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a feeling you're going to see a little bit more of that wrangled in this one, which is fine because it still worked last season very well. So, where the crap are you? Oh, this is from a beer arcade in Nashville, Tennessee, Zadder.
Did you ever find out if that got hit by that?
It didn't.
It didn't. Awesome.
I did find that out. Yep.
Awesome.
They were helping out a lot of the other local businesses, though. It's a really awesome establishment. I can't think of it. Quarter Up or something like that.
I think it was Quarter Up. I think I remember.
I know who you are, Zadder, you peep head. I appreciate you stopping in, you peepee head.
No, obviously we just mentioned Taika Waititi directed an episode last year.
Yes, King.
We also now found out that he is going to be directing a full motion picture of
Right.
Star Wars.
Which has got Rock Mercury's panties up in a little bunch.
Because Rock Mercury was a huge fan of Thor Ragnarok.
He says it's his favorite MCU film of all time.
Above everything?
Yeah, above everything. He actually put that above some of the great films. He Rock Mercury loves Ragnarok 3. Maybe that's just me. But it was definitely he's not even listen.
But no, this is really cool. This is cool because obviously he is a talented director.
He does the voice of IG-11 in the actual there he is. In the actual show. I'm very excited about it. I actually really liked Ragnarok 3 just because I really like Hemsworth's Thor. I love the theme. I love the sci-fi. I love the goofiness of it. It worked for me. He's going to do a Star Wars film. So hopefully, yes, it's not nothing but a bunch of goofy joke stuff, but
I think Thor Ragnarok was just written to be that way. I think that's just the aesthetic they chose from the beginning. I mean, it's
because I think some of Hemsworth's jokes are very like daddy.
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 Wow.
Donnie,
Okay. What kind of jokes are we talking
are very like dad joke-ish to a degree, or however, like they're just, it's his delivery. Hemsworth's delivery is what makes it so enjoyable. You're not a fan of his comedy, but okay, yeah. So you're not a fan of the comedy, so you don't like fun things. Cool. So I just don't know how well that would translate into a Star Wars film very well.
I wonder if you'd say that if he was sitting here right now.
Oh, you'd be kissing him.
Oh wow.
Hugging him.
Sweet.
So I'm excited about it because who knows? Maybe, because the thing is, again, we've talked about in Star Wars is that there's so many different people and things and aliens and beings in that galaxy. Like, who knows how it'll fit? Maybe it'll be a whole new thing. But if it's a serious title, you'd want to be careful because, you've already got shaky ground when it comes to Star Wars these days anyways, and the fans being kind of fractured to a degree.
Yep.
You don't want to have them come in and do Ragnarok 3 as a Star Wars film.
No.
Then you're going to be in trouble.
No, I think the MCU movies, they kind of, I think you can expand on those a little bit. I think you can take chances like that. I think the MCU, obviously you look at Avengers, you look at Iron Man, there's some humor in those movies. And then you look at like Captain America, Winter Soldier.
Jesus.
That was like a spy
Still
thriller.
my favorite movie of the entire
MCU. It's really good. But I mean, it deviates a lot from what you see in the other Marvel movies.
Oh, yeah.
So the Marvel movies, you can kind of move around and make them how you want to make them, have some more humor and stuff like that. Star Wars, I don't think you can deviate from that formula as much as you can from like a traditional MCU. Because I don't think there is a traditional MCU. But Star Wars you kind of have a template in place that you can't deviate much from.
Yeah, and Howard Duck was the best Marvel film. God damn it. Yeah, because like the jokes, like Obi-Wan jokes and even Anakin jokes, like people had a problem with Vader's joke in Rogue One about choking on your aspirations, and I'm like, honestly, Anakin was kind of, as you saw in some of the prequels, he was kind of a jokey guy.
Unfortunately, you couldn't pick it up from Hayden Christensen's performance. That's why he wasn't funny, because you're like, wait, he's just a terrible fucking actor.
Partly, yeah. So like, I didn't mind that joke. I thought it was fine. It didn't really like bother me. I thought it was kind of funny. I'm like, oh well, he's kind of being a wise guy, but he was around Obi-Wan, who was constantly a wise guy. You know, so there's jokes in it. You know, even Yoda makes some jokes with some younglings, but you don't want to do a Ragnarok 3 in the Star Wars. That's just the bottom line.
No, you can't.
You really do got to be careful. Now, does he do a great job with some of the other stuff that are in those films? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Some of that stuff, it works out really well. I think he could do probably a really good dogfight combat scene. TIE fighters.
Oh, hell yeah. Yep. Because he did Black Panther, right? Did he do Black Panther?
So.
Thought he did. No?
No.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll just shut the fuck up.
Made me uncomfortable asking me that, though.
Wow. Sorry.
How many more minutes we got to?
We have 54 seconds.
54 seconds, everybody. If you are in any other form of outlet, whether it's Twitch, Facebook, come to Mixer right now. ! Enter.
Enter.
If you have not done it yet, Arvalus, Rock Mercury, any of you guys out there, if you haven't, King, all of you guys, make sure you try to enter in to win this Funko Pop given to us by Bet's Toy Depot. Appreciate the sponsorship on that. Please, guys, we've only got seconds to go. 30 seconds to announce that winner.
I'm making sure Prime is removed here and banned, so we're good there.
Yeah, there's some of you guys. I don't see a lot of you guys on that list. So if you don't want to win, that's fine.
Exclamation point,
don't
enter.
Don't be a peepee.
Get into it. Let's go.
Exclamation mark, enter.
There you go. Some more people jumping in
we got
late.
Some people
I
in
dig
there.
it.
There
I dig
we go.
it.
We got you.
10 seconds. 10 seconds. Let's go.
10 seconds.
Please don't be March.
Man, that's rude.
I'm gonna do the slowest delivery to her.
And
what the fuck?
That can't be real. Roll again. I thought you blocked him.
What?
That can't be real. That can't be real. That's not real. No. No. That's not real.
What is going on right now? How did this even happen?
What's up, Sub-Zero?
He claims it.
No.
I am so disappointed right now.
I thought you... No.
I did. I clicked on it.
This is ridiculous. He won the... No, he can't technically win because he won the first giveaway.
Hold on.
Reroll it. Reroll it. He doesn't give a shit.
He
don't give a shit about a Funko goddamn pop.
How do you change a new winner?
I don't mean that derogatory either because I love Funko Pops. I mean that because Prime's got me.
Dude, what is going on? I had it clicked.
I don't know.
Fuck. This is so disappointing right now. This is so disappointing. Oh my god.
I'm so fucking mad right now. I'm actually almost flipped over the table in front of me, everybody. You can't, Atomic, and that's the thing. Now, we love Prime. We appreciate his support. He's a big piece of shit. He don't like him at all. Welcome back to B&B. I know. I'm being punked right now. I'm looking for Ashton Kutcher back here in the fucking...
This is just a tragedy.
Are we going to try and re-roll that?
I don't even know if I can. I'd have to run a new...
Everybody can just enter.
Is everyone here that entered?
Everybody? Yeah.
Tomorrow's stream, I'm raffling a pop figure.
Right. Why don't you...
Anybody but Prime. Is everyone still here that put in for it? Is everyone still here? Everyone's still here.
Is this Quizbusters on PBS?
I am doing a new one.
Yeah.
I am doing one.
Yeah,
Fuck you, Prime. You're a scumbag. You don't deserve to be left and unfollowed. Yeah, we're going to do a new one. That should not have happened. I had it marked. This thing is now working. See, it's right here.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to start one right now. 5 minutes. Piss on Prime. You're going to get a reminder every minute to go. All right, here we go. Ready? Go. All right, it's active now. ! Enter. Prime, if you put in for this, I'm going to send another notice to his house.
I'm going to slash his
I'm
Jeep
going
tires.
to send him another one.
Those Jeep tires
You're
aren't
a
cheap.
scumbag. Everyone put in exclamation point enter. Get in there. Get in there now. Everyone, now.
Come on.
There we go. Everyone's getting in. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see.
Go.
All right. Good stuff.
Still got a couple minutes.
Good stuff. Everyone's
got time.
In.
Duo, see ya. All right.
All right. That's what I'm talking about.
Good
Everyone
gravy.
else get in.
What is the joke with this?
What a complete.
Maybe I'll give him like a couple of like. I have I'll tell you what, Prime. I'll bring over a couple bags of like cans and bottles I got. You can take them back whenever the sanctions are lifted. So
all right, we're gonna do another one. Yes, everyone, if you're just tuning in, exclamation point enter. It'll be in 5 minutes. This is a quick one. I'm going on social media on this.
Come on, how is that even possible?
Moving on from the Star Wars, we got one more story I want to talk about really quick because it's a game that you're a really big fan of. Jedi Fallen Order, big update this week.
Yep,
lots of new challenges. New game plus is in there as well. New cosmetics. Tone, I know you finished the game. You really enjoyed this game. What are you excited about in this?
Some of the challenges, and honestly, to play that song from The Hue again too. That sweet song they made just for Star Wars in those arenas. I kind of want to do some of those challenges and stuff like that. I actually deleted this off my hard drive because I have a thing where I delete a game. I'm like, I'm not going to trace any more trophies. Delete it off, make some room, etc. I did that actually with this game, and now I'm kind of feeling like, well, shit. I want to play it again. What makes me most excited is very simple because I'm very simple about it. That goddamn red lightsaber. All I wanted the entire time, that entire game. I played as the orange because I got the big version of it. I wanted that red lightsaber the entire time. So that's what I want the most. And there's some cool challenges that you can do and stuff like that. And I think there's some, like, I don't know if there's any new creatures or something like that. I thought I was reading something like that in some of the different levels. And there's different things you can do in some of the extra levels as well, too. So it's pretty cool that this week we saw a lot of updates too. Something that even more important to me that I didn't pick up at all, actually, not about it. So yes, this game, story game, they didn't plan on doing any DLC and they just randomly added some stuff out this week. Hit. Yeah, they just randomly threw out stuff for it this week. The stuff that did matter to me even bigger was actually the Star Wars Battlefront updates. They did their last update. Yeah, content update came out last week, and that's it. That's done for Battlefront stuff as well too. They added Rey Skywalker outfit from Rise of Skywalker. They have the robot leg version of Darth Maul now too, and Palpatine from the last movie. Mm-hmm. And they added some more maps and locations, and that is their last content update as of today. There's a big petition going on for everybody out there saying that they want more content and make it payable. They would pay for more content.
Well, on Battlefront. And Jedi Fallen Order is now a franchise. They announced
they did say they're definitely working on a new one.
Yep. They're going to move forward with this game as a franchise, so you can expect other entries into this storyline, which is fucking sweet. I mean, it did incredibly well. It sold really big. It did really well, and a lot of people really enjoyed it. It reviewed incredibly well. It was received well both by critics and gamers. Yep. So that's pretty wild, dude. I'm happy to hear that this did so well. They're like, hey, look, let's run with this. Yep. Let's run with this. And this does have, honestly, obviously, Battlefront 2 has rebounded. It's there where it needs to be. But I haven't beaten this game yet. But I have a feeling this franchise here could be their tentpole Star Wars franchise.
And it shows that single player games have still some stability. I mean, there's a lot out there, but as a Star Wars game without any DLC, but it also shows that, maybe they need to put more oomph behind it, because while it was a fantastic game, it was still something that was also 15 hours long. And I'm always going to be the guy that if it's under 20 hours, I'm going to question. Yep. And this is a great game for the 15 hours you put into it, or 20 hours or whatever it was, roughly, I think, about me. But, for $60, if there's no multiplayer, you got to put some meat on the bone, honestly. So.
And obviously, man, this is no surprise. It's Respawn. Respawn has been an absolutely fantastic developer this gen, and to see them moving to the front of the line for EA is a really, really good thing. 5 seconds. Everyone put in exclamation point enter. Let's get a fucking real winner. Let's go. Here we go. 2, 1. Rock Mercury.
Rock Mercury.
Oh, my Lanta.
Holy shit. All right.
All right, there it is. Rock Mercury is our winner. Rock, if you could, just put exclamation point claim. Exclamation point claim, and you're good to go. Congratulations, Rock. That's my boy. All right, finally, somebody cool.
Fuck off, Prime. Make sure you do that, Rock. Do the exclamation mark claim.
Yep, exclamation point claim, Rock, and we will get you
Come
situated.
on, Rock. you piece of crap.
No. Let's see. He's going to get a choice here. He gets a choice of.
No, Rock, you're not doing that.
Rock, here are your choices, dude.
Yeah.
You got Nearly Headless Nick, Elton John. This is Deku.
He wants it. He might want that Deku.
Deku.
Or he may want that
Moss Man.
That Moss Man's that's a Toys R Us exclusive. That doesn't exist anymore.
Prince, Notorious B.I.G., and the Night King.
Alex
which would have been
Chrome.
cool had the final season not existed.
No comment. Not doing that today.
So there you go, Rock. You get your choice of one of those pop figures. Yeah, the Moss Man one is very,
Let
very.
us know. You don't have to rush on it. Let me know.
Very rare.
You've got a couple minutes to figure it out because we're starting to wind down. So don't waste my time, Rock. Figure it out. Mercury.
All right.
That is your real name.
Let's move to our last segment here. We've got a couple more things we want to touch on really quick. First up.
Right, Rock?
Look what we got here, dude.
Yeah. Speaking of content updates this week, with all the Star Wars stuff dropping out of nowhere, didn't see this coming.
Mortal Kombat 11 gets a big update, and not just fighters, story shit.
Some new story coming as well too.
Oh my goodness!
Yes.
But who's the standout, dude?
Oh come on! It's Michigan's own hero, Alex Murphy, aka RoboCop.
Yeah, this is pretty wild, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
We didn't get to see a lot of RoboCop. He just appears at the end of the trailer. You know, he's standing.
Pulls out his gun.
Pulls out the gun. So we obviously know that RoboCop, along with who are the other two fighters that are included in this?
That Shiva, she's the other Toan or whatever they call like Goro's race, and then Fujin actually, who has not been around in the series for a hot minute since I want to say Armageddon. That's a kind of, I don't want to get too deep into that, but storyline with Fujin, he's technically I think supposed to be one of the gods, but he started out as a mortal. It's a whole bit with him, but that's crazy. I haven't seen him in a while. It's a really, really weird edition, but kind of cool too because it's a little bit more that deeper cut in the lore if people are familiar with that. But yeah, honestly, at the end of the day, all that matters is RoboCop, you know. And hey, Prime, Rock Mercury, Murph, what's bugging you? Kane's bugging me, right? Hey, guys?
Kane's bugging me.
You like that? You like that? They're alive. What?
I work for
Dick Jones. I work for Dick Jones. Kane's bugging me. Your move, creep. They're alive. You're coming with me. Don't forget the three. Don't forget the three protocols.
I love you too, March. Get some dubs, girl. We'll link up again for some Warzone. I miss playing with you. That's for sure. I love March.
The three protocols, everybody. Never forget. Serve the public trust. Protect the innocent. Uphold the law.
There you go.
There you go.
I'd
RoboCop.
buy that for $1.
There you go. That's right.
That's pretty wild. Now, one thing that we saw this week
Oh yeah.
that is pretty wild, dude, is obviously everyone knows the fatalities. Fatalities are epic.
Yeah.
They're awesome. They're super violent. But then there's the friendship.
Friendships.
The friendships. And we know with this content drop, there's going to be a couple new friendship celebrations.
I think sounds like everybody's gonna get some friendships as well.
But there is one
that has completely stood out above the rest. We haven't seen a lot.
And who's this for?
This is for Noob Saibot.
Noob Saibot. Here's his
One of my personal favorite characters.
friendship celebration.
Look at this. This is dope. Fuck. Get out of here. Get out of here. That's amazing. Yeah, it's too good. Look at this shit.
That's incredible.
That's awesome.
That's an incredible. Let's get. We're running back one more time.
One more
because
time.
that is that good.
For everybody in the back.
That's an incredible celebration.
Yep.
Here we go.
It's perfect. Friendship. Noob.
That's a good one.
Toasty.
I really like that one. And then the final thing we want to talk about a little bit is just we obviously there's been a lot of shit going on with The Last of Us 2. Obviously, Sony pulled the pre-orders. They said, "Hey, look, we don't know when the fuck this game is going to be able to come out due to the COVID." And I understand their decision to do so because there's a lot of people that like to buy their games physically, and for a game like The Last of Us 2, which is all story-driven, you want to get the game into everyone's hands at the same time. You don't want a staggered release. You don't want to give it to digital people first, and God knows when the physical folks will get their copy. So, I mean, there was a lot of uncertainty. We weren't sure when we were going to see it, but now we know it's June 19th.
Yep.
June 19th. And then earlier last week, news broke that a lot of the spoilers were out there. Somebody had leaked a lot of the game. A lot of the game. And of course, the first thing people run to is, well, that's a disgruntled Naughty Dog person, and they're terrible, and they're a terrible developer, and blah, 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 blah. And everyone was sticking to that story.
Yeah, they were angry.
And Sony found out this week, no, it was just hackers. Somebody hacked in and dropped a bunch of shit. And apparently it's some old stuff. It's some old stuff. It's not like new stuff.
Yeah, man, people really ran with the ball in that narrative because when I first started seeing it, I was seeing people. I've seen a lot of different narratives, and there's a lot I could get into on some of people's narratives on this too, including ways the game and the franchise apparently is going. But yeah, no, that was at all opposite of what everybody was saying.
And so, here we are. We got the final story trailer before The Last of Us 2 drops on June 19th. And
June now.
Yeah, June. Next month.
Next month.
And then a month after that, Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, shit.
Tell me about that summer lull again, because I don't
Later,
know what
Prime.
the fuck
Appreciate you.
Hey, Prime. Thanks a lot, dude. Have a good night, buddy. Thanks for coming around.
Go fuck yourself.
Love you. But this trailer was dope. It was sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Naughty Dog knows how to cut a trailer. They know how to build the tension. Some of the fucking facial animations in this trailer are nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, nuts. It looks really, really good. I'm excited for this game. I love the first game. I don't know. I avoided the spoilers at all costs.
Yeah, I did too.
Some things got through, and at the same time, I was just like, you know what? I might have caught a glimpse of this or saw something like this on Twitter. I mean, just seriously, my Twitter list of like words to avoid is like this long, dude.
I need to do that more.
Dude, I mean, anything, Ellie, Joel, Last of Us 2, Last of Us Part 2, anything, TLOU2, everything is blocked.
Good.
So I don't see it. But some things got through, nothing major. But, this, and I'm glad because I really do like this. I love the first game. It's
great.
It was a great game.
Yeah.
And, you watch this trailer, and I would play the audio, you guys, but sometimes Sony's a little finicky about audio, and they like to say, hey, you can't do this shit. But, this trailer is great. It's really, really good. If you get a chance, go over to YouTube, check out the trailer on the PlayStation page. It builds up a lot of tension. You get a lot of feel for the stuff that's going on. You see, obviously, you play a lot as Ellie. And unfortunately, people have an issue with you playing a lot as Ellie, Tone.
Yeah.
I know you want to comment on this.
All I got to say is that you could tell from the beginning, from at least from Last of Us, that eventually it was like going to probably lead into her being more of a lead.
Yep.
And, time moves on. Joel's going to get older, right? Whatever. And people have an issue because it's a strong lead lady in a game, I guess. But I want to remind everybody, not just games, but also movies. We've had strong lady presences in a lot of things. First one I'm going to say is the obvious, which is Star Wars. We've had Princess Leia for a long time. Now, she might not be a Jedi at all times, but she stood toe-to-toe with everybody else.
Yep, she sure did.
Gun. Getting the fly chute, or getting the trash chute, flyboy, or whatever she says in New Hope, right? She had to get rescued.
Orders.
Right. I'm going to say one of my all-time favorites, Ripley from the Alien series.
Oh, my God.
She's a fucking badass.
She, the thing about Sigourney Weaver is I love about Sigourney Weaver is, she's a total fucking badass. And she's talented as fuck.
That's next at her, yep.
She co-host is a strong feminine presence. Thanks.
Wait a second.
Thanks,
that's me, you
yeah.
jerk. I thought you were talking
about,
whatever.
Yeah, that's you. But yeah, no, and I'm glad you mentioned that. That's the one thing I want to mention. I mean, I love Carrie Fisher. She's amazing. But man, every time I watch Alien or Aliens or even Alien 3, Alien Resurrection was kind of a...
Still like it, don't care.
I mean, it was good. It was all right, But Alien and Aliens. I mean, you really got to see how fucking badass Sigourney Weaver could be. I mean, even the first one was great, but the second one, she's a fucking badass.
Yeah, man. And I just don't get that because the next two I was gonna say, you guys already hit the nail on the head on that. When it comes to games,
yep.
Samus was one of the first lady people I played in a game and didn't know it till you beat the fucking game.
Yep.
Or put in the Justin Bailey code or whatever. So there's her, and then of course Lara Croft.
But even you go Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, any of this stuff. So I don't understand. I guess I don't understand all that kind of shit out of people. I guess my
and like I said, it's a different mindset, dude. Half the time when I'm playing an MMO, I'm creating a female character, and you know what I name her in every single one? Furiosa. You know why? Because Charlize Theron's a fucking badass in Mad Max.
Yeah, actually,
dude, I'm serious. I name every female character I make Furiosa.
Wow, you're really inventive and creative.
Because I know, super clever. But I mean, honestly, man, that's why I love Mad Max so much.
Good point, Spence.
It's a Mad Max movie, and Tom Hardy's great, but that's Furiosa's joint.
Absolutely,
dude. She's fucking amazing in that. She's a badass.
Yep, I definitely agree with that. So I just don't get that.
Spencer's right. Yep.
Final Fantasy. Tara Bramford from Final Fantasy VI definitely comes to mind right out the bat for me. Lulu in 10, even though 10 sucks, but but yeah, that's the point. I just don't get that stuff and all those kind of and anything like that. Like, there's been stuff for a long time that people enjoy where there's a strong female lead as the action heroine, and now Last of Us 2 is less Joel and more Ellie, and people are upset about it, and I think that's weird to me.
It is weird because, dude, you could see it in the first one. That's the direction they're going.
Dark Zero, Dino Crisis. Yeah, there you go, guys. Jill Valentine from Resident Evil. So we could sit here all night and do this, and that's the point. Like, so why all of a sudden now in 2020 is that everybody's focal point that Ellie is taking the lead in Last of Us 2?
What was the game? And dude, I played it.
So I said Lara there, Cap. Yeah.
Something Odyssey, last gen. I'm trying to think of the developer that it came from. Oh shit! The people that made Hellblade. They had a game that came out last gen, and it had Andy Serkis. He was like the guy that was kind of like guiding you along the way. I'm pretty sure the character you play as was a female, and she's a badass. And I can't remember the fucking name. Go ahead and keep talking. I'm gonna look this up.
Is that right?
It's from Ninja Theory. I just can't remember the name of the game.
They're Alive Extreme Volleyball. There you go. Yeah, there you guys. Redhead on PS2, PS3. Enslaved.
There you go. Enslaved. Yep. JD Spencer got it right. Enslaved. Odyssey to the West. I think that's what it's called.
Oh yeah.
Dude, that game was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
That game was absolutely fucking amazing. Thanks, JD. That game was awesome.
HDD, yep, for sure.
Horizon Zero Dawn, another great game. I mean, we're starting to see a lot of these games where they just make these strong women who are just fucking kicking everyone's ass. And seriously, it's annoying when you go on social media or forums and you're like, oh, well, you're just trying to make a point. No, they're trying to make a fucking character.
Yeah, like, why does that? I don't understand that.
What does the sex of the character have anything to do with it? She's a fucking badass. He's a fucking badass. They're all badass. It's so weird. And it's Heaven's Sword.
Yeah.
Another good one. Lots of good characters.
It's just weird. The bottom line is, I don't. The first thing I think about when I see a trailer to a game is go, oh, "That's a girl." That's not like. I don't know who does that, right? Yeah, Tales of Berseria. That's our most recent one.
Oh wow, JD. That's
yeah. Borderlands has done some strong, like what's her face, Mad Moxie.
Mad Moxie, she's bad, but no, the character that you play as, I can't remember her fucking name either. It's just the T. I want to say it's to start with the T. Plus, yeah, you're not a big Gearbox guy. That's a damn shame. They're so good.
But yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
No. Overall, though, I mean, it's I think anybody that played The Last of Us knew this is the direction they were going in. And I mean, there's a couple of fucking awesome sequences in The Last of Us. You're playing as Ellie with a bow, and and the battle against David in the diner was so fucking intense. Like, that shit was intense, and Ellie was up to it. I was like, okay, this chick's badass, dude.
Yep.
I'm down with this. Yep. And at that point, I was like, Tony, man, that shit was tight. Like, the tension was really tight with David wandering around. He's hiding down in the booths and
I think
shit.
Everybody raged a little bit on that one. I'll be honest with you.
That was hard as fuck, dude.
Yeah, it was dope.
But it was a
definitely.
great sequence. It was a great, and I believe David was voiced by Nolan North. I think that was his character. Because Troy Baker is Joel.
Yeah, no, I think you're right on that.
It is. It was Nolan North that was doing David.
Yeah, no,
because he was creepy as fuck.
Yeah,
David was creepy as fuck, and he was an awesome villain. But yeah, I'm hyped for The Last of Us 2. I don't give a fuck if I had to start from start to finish play as Ellie. I don't care. Ellie established herself as a badass character. I played as her, and I was like, you know what? I can get down with this.
Yep.
And if Joel's just wandering around being old shooting shit, I'm cool with that.
Fuck it.
No problem. So, cool trailer. I think that's it for the trailers. I think that's the final story trailer. That's the last one between now and June 19th. We'll definitely be checking that game. I think it boils down to if they are a strong character because of their attributes, or like Ray, strong for the sake of being strong. But I see what you mean. Ellen was sweet.
Yeah,
she was.
that's and Rock brings up that good point. We talk about that constantly. There's a level of things that you see with like Star Wars that try to purposely make it a point to make some characters a focal point, or some that because of their attributes or because of the story, that's how that works and that's the plan. There is definitely a difference there, and Rock, I definitely almost was going to bring that up, but you said it pretty eloquently there for sure. Hey, what up, Dirty?
What's up, Dirty?
Yeah, man, what's up, brother? See ya.
But I think that's it, dude.
That is it.
I think that's it for the evening. I think we've got everything covered. My cat is starting to go into
heat again.
heats.
Yep, so that's great.
Prime Gaming did not win.
Prime Gaming doesn't exist.
Yeah, he doesn't exist. He's already in bed, so we can talk shit about him. He's sleeping now.
He's sleeping.
He put on a Snuggie.
Yep.
He went to bed. But seriously, everybody that tuned in tonight, we really, really appreciate the support. It felt, it's been a really tough last 2 months on everybody. And, we were doing B&B plays. We were having good times with that. But this is where we're at our best. When we're sitting down here talking with all of you, talking about the things that we love, whether games, movies, comics, anything, we're going to talk about it. And we were just like, you know what, dude? Let's get in there. Let's get in there and do it. Let's get Cuddles in here. Let's get Prime. Let's get Cap. Let's get all of our friends that are here every single time we do this show. Rock Mercury, Pikachu was in here. Cappadocia was here. JD Spencer. I mean, all of you being here every single time we do this show is the reason we do this show.
I love GTA for this.
I love GTA. Yeah,
Thanks,
GTA
Panic.
6. You loved the GTA 6 video that's supposedly going around and coming out this Christmas.
Controversial.
Coming out this Christmas.
Yep, this Christmas.
I don't know about that one, March. But you guys, seriously, thank you so much. Rock, congratulations.
Thanks,
we will definitely get that pop figure to you before Christmas. We're pretty cheap around here, and we're lazy. So I can't guarantee you'll get that ever.
Quarantine bum.
Quarantine bums. But next week, we'll be back with another
Spence.
B&B plays. Probably Predator. I don't know. Depends. Maybe we'll switch it up. There's some other good games out there. There was a couple of games that dropped on PlayStation that have co-op that I've heard are pretty good. So we'll look at that, but we'll see what's going on. We don't know what's going on. No meetup, Cuddles.
King.
Unfortunately, there is no meetup.
Thanks, MC and Zatter. I'm glad you guys were able to capture it live, too.
No meetup this year for the TTB, simply because of everything that's going on. But next year, plan it out. Hopefully, everything's returned to normal, and we'll be good to go. Did you see the video for the new Man of Medan? Yes, I did. Looks hype. We actually talked about that.
Couple 2 or 3 weeks ago.
It was right when it came
out. Is it October? I don't even know what fucking month it is.
I don't know where we're at right now. I'm just drunk. You guys playing tonight?
Predator tonight? There's a chance.
I was actually thinking about taking tomorrow off. There's a high probability of that. So, I mean, if you're gonna play, I might as well be.
I might be able to pop in.
I have a whole new
tonight.
6-pack in there. So.
Oh Jesus! I know for sure tomorrow night I'm gonna be probably streaming and playing, and I'm more than likely Predator too. So, but yeah, I might be popping in tonight. You never know.
You know what? You bring in. Where's the
what?
Fireball. I mean, we should probably do a shot before we leave, right?
We have a shot.
You just drink from it. My COVID's not acting up right now. All right. If you got a drink, he's on now. Rock Mercury's on now. We're all going to do shots. If anyone's got a shot, let's give them a second. If anyone's got some liquor laying around, go grab a glass, pour yourself a shot.
Or drink it.
Or just drink it. Let's go. Let's just drink. Let's just fucking drink.
Oh, a big shot.
You are such a pansy, dude.
I'm dribbling it. Yeah, right, Dave?
I'm drinking.
Woo!
No.
COVID.
Oh, yeah. Hey-o.
Let it on fire, boys and
my
girls. Let it on
Lanta.
fire.
Ooh, that's a good one. Let's go. All right. I mean, if Rock's going to play, and I mean, if you're going to play.
I'll probably have to be on.
What's that?
I'll probably have to be on.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
What?
No, seriously, now that I got my vacation day back for TTB meetup not happening, I might as well just use it tomorrow, right?
Fuck it, YOLO.
I guarantee my wife wouldn't share your enthusiasm if she knew I was taking tomorrow off just so I can stay up and play Predator
Can't wait
tonight.
to message her.
I mean, if you want
I
to
know what
play
Brent
Rock, I'll play. If anyone else in here has a PlayStation 4, I would say if you had an Epic, if you had it on PC, but we can't invite you.
No crossplay.
If anyone has PlayStation 4 and you have Predator,
Jeez, dude.
we're probably going to fucking play here in a few minutes. So, Fanboy Tone, I'm the dude 79. Dave's Gaming has Predator. Awesome news. This has been another episode of Banter and Babble. We appreciate each and every one of you. See you next week for an episode of B&B Plays, and we'll be back for B&B proper.
Thanks, Dirty. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Have a good night, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.